Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Today's another day, March 22nd, 2023. Today, March 22, 2023. You know, we discussed now in the background. We get in total 30 days for election and 94 days. Because a lot of break and down because now true. May 24 to June 24, that 30 days day, we know say that campaign no more now. Nothing not happen. Governance is not in play anymore. So basically, Marabi gets 64 days. The SLPP gets 64 days in power. 64 days, 9 left. The rest, that 30 days, na election campaigning and all that. We don't see her. Salon people left. Usa will come out, na ifa. Usa will go enough far again. The time don't reach. You see, Salon people left. Na make when they tell people and say, when you get positions of authority, when you get power, not get drunk. But some of them guys there, they give them power, then get drunk. What did they begin to do? Violates people's rights, not they listen again. The same thing when they say, then they come for can't change. They say that they can't change the oppression, the suppression, you know, the corruption, the this, the that. Then come, then can open them all side. You know, so what we can do today, Salon people? You see, now can discuss certain things. As no say some of them don't see that video where they go around for what happened in Singapore. Singapore is a story where because tell that where in a prison where they lock her up for 9 months, you know, they see sand. The only book we save in life, the only book we give encourage, that is story about the Singapore. The Singapore story, how Singapore come up from, you know, that basket case. You know, where Africa will all be there, pass suffer. You know, you look at the GDP per capita of the country, then tell them they say $500 in the 1960s. But then like Singapore is talking about thousands and thousands of dollars. The amount of money where people they make individually per citizen in the country. The amount of money where citizens they make. Now Cashbox do a calculation when they tell now about some man they born, they die in a salon, big man they don't make self $20,000 in their lifetime. They not even make $20,000 in their lifetime. For more than born, they die 60, 70 years old. So these are the things we want to talk about. So we can discuss them here today. We take country like Singapore, you compare back to we, Sierra Leone. Now we all get independence about the same time. Better not be there, but they say, you know what? We can imbibe some principles. So what did Singapore do? For eliminate tribalism, corruption, you know, dishonesty, you know that blind loyalty in a country. What did they do? They apply these 3 principles: M, P, and H. M na meritocracy, P na pragmatism, and H na honesty. Those 3 principles then they apply in Singapore when the teacher at the college level. But in fact, they're the teacher at the primary school level. Go ahead, Kashi.
Abraham, just when you were talking about the GDP back in the 1972, we come with the tell we, and when they come with this 3 acronym like MPH, where you just mentioned, back in the days we were talking about like the GDP per capita was like $500 or
right.
So.
Yes.
But yet still, they found it as like disastrous. It was nasty. It was bad for the people. You know, it's not a GDP per capita right now, Ibrahim.
Give it to me.
$72,000.
$72,000 freaking dollars. Cashbox.
Salon. We on current day. Waiting Singapore be look as bad, nasty. You know, it was below like the standard of people. We still there below that. We are $480.
Lord have mercy. Cashbox, you know what? Before we stretch this topic, comrade, let me explain the per capita for the people understand. Fine, no loss with people there. Let them understand the per capita. What do you mean? No break and down that way the first Kashi. You know so?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, when I look, you know the MCC, the SF can get the report, the MCC report, they put per capita. Waiting the people they make, the nation as an individual, waiting them capable of making money way for make. Now in Cashbox they tell us so now. So per capita, per individual, per person, what's the potential for let a person make? Singapore then looking back in the 1960s, 70s, now $500 and they make one person. They estimate say every citizen. When you look at what in the country make all, if we shebam, this is what in each citizen forget. What in each citizen forget. Now you would explain so to una. When you look at what is Salon gets all if they shebam. Back in the day, from where they so in the 1960s, so that must be the God knows Cashbox. If God make if you for researcher for we. But Singapore they own in 1970, when they share all what they get, each citizen they get $500. Now they say no, this is the poverty. The guy they look at to the point where picking they go school, then they measure you by weight. Now, comrade, like for example, Kashi. Not to say, oh, now one picking and then a salon where then family and they live good life. Where you go see and they live, then body look healthy to the age.
And Ibrahim,
yes.
When you look at them thing in the Singapore, the people in the actually get that money, they not also like when they say $408 a month, the one only and they able get $200.
Nah.
Then the people that they actually get that money, we person they make per year. The person they actually get that money, they feel them. Because they don't get the system and they look, they say no to country, this for live.
No.
This for go better. The swing on that 480 and they buy to say cash for people in the salon. From what here begin till here door. If he asks what they make, what they get, they know all 2 million use.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With $100 from the year begin January till December, they know 2 million for themselves.
Comrade, before we go to that, Ibrahim, you asked the question back in 1972, which was $500, where Singapore where they frown at, where make people and stand up and say this is wrong. In 1972, the salon with GDP per capita, it was $161.
It's not too far off. It's not too far off, right? It's not too far from Singapore.
$161.
Right.
Yeah.
So Kashi, if you compare that now today, Singapore, the average citizen of Singapore makes $72,000. But Kashi, if you compare that today, salon at least for $60,000. At least $60,000 per citizen.
Yeah.
Because if you don't need it, they go $162 right, Kashi.
Right.
Yeah.
In that set to Singapore will be $500.
Yeah.
So we are almost at the same 100.
Yeah. I can calculate that. Just keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So just imagine now from 480 to 72,000. Ibrahim. They're not a man in leadership. Imagine Singapore gets independent in 1965 after Albert Nanga don't call that bad law na saloon.
Right.
Like law act. We in can na for out law with the muscle democracy. That's why Singapore get independent in 1965.
Yeah.
That make the book with them from first to third in 30 years.
Yes.
Singapore become first world.
Now the book down there.
From when they get independence, they not sit down, they not snap, they not get army, they not get police, they not get nothing Ibrahim. They sit down consistently. Now how for tackle. They know they go take my tribe. Matter of fact, one thing they do, everybody become military mindset. You get for everybody that militarize the entire nation. Then begin work. From that day, they not sleep. The man talk, he said he gets the best people in the governance because if you get people who are funny people, is he going to put the government to say scrap? He said get iron fists for making nation. Today Singapore, look at Ibrahim. Now from third world to first world, imagine 1965. That's all get independence. And we get what in Singapore not get. The thing they will get Singapore, if Singapore bigger than the Singapore they talk, then I don't know what have to compare with that at all.
Absolutely, comrade. Yeah. Absolutely. So again, it goes back to the principle. Would I explain to you when I think about your cash box account calculation I just now, first do a comparable analysis between Singapore and Salon. How much each Sierra Leonean for the earn compared to how much each Singaporean they earn as at this particular point in time. Young man them, young woman them, Sierra Leonean, una listen. When they see with brothers and sisters and they go die, then I see pictures them of sisters and brothers when they die going through the Mediterranean Sea because of human trafficking. When there are people profiting from this human cartel ring, this human trafficking ring here on a salon for go exploit with brothers and sisters them. They say when I can't go Europe no more, give me $5,000, give me $4,000, and they bring on a cam and they show now for waka. Now human trafficking, our brothers and sisters are dying, waiting because we're able to make use of the resources that we have. Come on. Yes.
Ibrahim, if they may even take every year, they say $162, then they add for saloon. In 50 years, each saloon possibly make $8,100.
Can you imagine?
Yep.
If you are even 162 more times 50, if we don't get $8,100 in 50 years, each saloon possibly don't get $8,100.
According to the calculation, of course, because when you look at the GDP per capita, you get to look at the population growth, which again, it's a very good question. Ibrahim and Kobe we want to ask because we have to look at the population growth as well, which I would look at, and I know the population at the time. But let me just say, all things being equal, like everything was growing at the same time.
Yes.
Like because if we GDP per capita in 1972 was $161,
right,
compared to a Singapore which was $500, as you say.
Right.
Again, I'm going to check that, double check that.
Right.
But The point is, Ibrahim, where is it? Actually, I can get that. Is it 1972?
Check them. I want to say the cash. Yeah, I believe it was 500. Yeah.
Yes, something like that. So,
Yeah.
Ibrahim, when you look at that, it's supposed with GDP per capita. Let me say we follow the same growth pattern, right? And surely, again, you get to look at the potential at the time and waiting the potential when Salon gets and waiting Singapore gets.
Right.
All these variables that we get to think about it.
Absolutely.
So it's supposed to be our $24,000 because if all things being equal at the time in 1972, we own GDP per capita supposed to be $24,000.
Absolutely. And Kashi,
where are we today?
And when you talk
480, imagine.
Yeah.
It means basically the people are starved by $23,000, $23,500.
Thank you.
Lost money because potential is not there.
Absolutely.
Everything. Sorry, carry on.
Absolutely, because when you look at that Kashi, it goes back to the calculation we'll make. We'll say the average cleaner self now that government office for to make at least 3 million euros a month right now. You remember that calculation that you did?
Absolutely.
So, 3 million.
Yeah. So Italy with what we can talk about the living wage we're supposed to be in the country.
Absolutely.
Because when you look at everything, waiting you get for buy like a family of 4, Ibrahim. You remember we talked about this.
Yeah.
Waiting they get for waiting they supposed to live on. When we talk say at least the minimum wage supposed to be 3 million. It's simple telling with that.
Absolutely. And then Kashi, going back to the variables that you mentioned, which is a very powerful point, so I know lots of people these various areas to look at. When you talk about the growth of the population, there is no way where Singapore population grow where Salon Sefio population or grow. Singapore population, I'm sure, grow just as much as Salon population grow, but they meet the 10 of times.
The world data tell we say Africa get the youngest population and the fastest growing population in the world. So surely we don't kind of like grow faster than the rest of the world. Surely.
At a general level, right? But specifically, Kashi, between Salon and Singapore, I'm sure it's about almost the same in terms of growth, right? So there is no way. So we don't get excuse. And going back to what we get, natural resources, marine resources, all of these, Kashi, put it together. We water, we land, gold, diamond, bauxite, rutile, iron ore. Now we get lithium, zinc, all kinds of copper. We have all of these out of 32 mineral resources in the world. Salon get 22, Kashi, comrade. We get 22.
Let me tell something, Ibrahim. In 1970, Singapore will get 2,063,800 something people left. While Salon will get 2,700,000 people left.
Thank you.
In 1970.
Wow. Thank you.
Wow.
In 1970, Singapore will get 2,063,000. We will get 2,700,000 in 1970.
Can you imagine?
So we're all been at the same level.
Right.
Almost today above them small.
Yeah.
We will not say the reason to that. Then part of the world then Asian and then they control say law no bomb because one for the nation reach to certain peak.
Yeah.
Well, so they born as now, then population they 5 million, with the 7.5 million, something with the 7 million. Almost they go to 8 million.
Thank you.
Imagine.
Still.
As of now.
Still. But 72,000 per capita, $72,000. We know him from match up to at least $60,000. Still, now Guinness said I would have 5 million, we have 3 million.
No, Ibrahim, the simple reason na leadership. The population in London. It triple the population as alone. London is about London they carry 20 million people there.
Right.
It triple the population as alone almost. That's what we say. But we system they all that population we did so. All man getting for do. All man able get take home or take the at the end of the week, at the end of the day, at the end of the month. Almost everybody able to carry something when I host to a family. All man able sleep inside lights. All man able use water. All man get microwave. All man get when somebody go pull freeze and not to see in the sense that they didn't street then they pull and do the throw. All man able sleep under heater Ibrahim. All man able was for matter because system day. Yeah, they know peace. I don't know what thing make. I think Africa first. What thing now we problem we got God do we Africa. Now we make we one small country. They get Boko tribe. I think that they got damage Africa. The tribe.
Yeah.
That tribe will go put in Africa and they go damage you. We cannot this country. Yeah. They're all English speak to talk. Yeah, they know that thing. So now one thing, I know the vote for because mina Manikuman or mina Mindiman or mina Timiman or mina Flaman or mina Limano who they vote for because of issues. Where you go to China dictate we be so that political Chinese. America we did this so black man did it. You be black you be this so now English you na American man, they know they say you na this. They no get the Negro, they no get language for speak apart from English. So you see the mentality and the mindsets. All God will give them a pull them for some that type of thinking. And I tell you back say if even Ukana all the Ukana I need to tribe now because system we
I agree to some extent about the tribe business, and I strongly believe the reason why the tribal system it's a massive problem now because the people are not civically educated. I want to base it on that and I agree.
No,
because when you look at like the UK,
I disagree with nothing. I don't disagree with you, but I tell say they want the way they educate first, where they go talk. Yeah, the Professor David Francis wait till we talk. This is the party time. Let me tell you something, Kashi. The mentality is different from education. The mentality and concept.
No, I agree.
Then they train them for more than dinner, then mama them belede. Then they shock that tribal and then Bobby. Then go to that society bush. Both crown up the secret society bush and crown up bush. Do that they farm host them. Kashi, even the educated man there, he was telling say, when we listen, how many educated people they attack will because of issues them, not to illiterate them. Most of them can attack we now do the educated and the way they say they get masters. We that the rest and they say flow for but those alone and they the rest of others wrong. That tells you about the mentality. So they in the UK, so in America, then they see all their beautiful things and attack people not talking to them.
No, wait, that's the point right there. I think what's in the few opportune one them will land book that they tribe, waiting in the people they use that to their advantage, say you know this tribe they not get a book, we don't get PhD, we don't get this, we don't get that. Make a kind of that go tell the people like they say, oh now me at the king now. So what's in the apple public? Because when you look at like the UK, the America, they get this side that they will tell you say, oh, this is thousands, this boss where come out that London, the northern, the this, even though, but when because they believe like in issues, if there's issue in the economy, now in the affect them. Now waiting somebody they can tell them. For instance, like when Boris Johnson became, the girl with one thing, he say get Brexit done. In other words, even though we're like in Manchester or the northern part of England, now predominantly Labour stronghold, but even inside it, because they believe in like they say get Brexit done, they voted against Labour in favor of Conservative. You see, because Ibrahim and Kobe, even though like for me I don't feel say the tribe thing like it's a big deal. I think waiting make it don't become like a cost now in society. It is because of like what you say, these few educated fools, they use them and are the people in demise and the people in disadvantage.
You see, Comrade and Kashi, what I can tell now, these guys they not inculcate or cultivate the sense of nationalism and patriotism. Absolutely. That is the fundamental thing.
And Section 13B of one of your favorite schools.
Exactly. Section 13B of the Constitution makes it very clear. It says every citizen shall cultivate a sense of nationalism and patriotism so that your loyalty should lie to the state, not to your section, ethnic, tribal, or any other loyalties. But what we'll get in the salon today, people they base their support based on tribal loyalties. Oh, na mi brother da wandi, na Fula man, na Timini man, na Mende man, na Loko man, na mi sister da wandi, na Fula Uma, na Soso, na Yalunka, na Madingo. So that is the problem. And this goes back, Comrade and Kashi. It goes to what Singapore do. Meritocracy. By the M, the P, and the H. Meritocracy. So Singapore look at the country and say, hey, in the 1970s, 60s, 70s, this is not what we want. Picking them malnourished, they don't get better food, with society poor, people are suffering. We want for elevate ourselves. What you for do? They imbibe the first one, meritocracy, into their government. So now Uda merits a position. not to your brother, not to your sister, not to your tribesman, not to your clansman, not to we go college, not to we there school, not to based on that day that they give people job. They look for who that merits the position. So even go back to the example, then look the leader, Liquid. Then look at where he go school like Cambridge and everything, Comrade Koita and Kashi. The way where the man performed self in college because he was good in math, statistics, those kinds of areas. So he was a very proficient student. So when they come from a government, they look say they want people and we get what it take, we qualify for the position, regardless, not to your papa, not to your brother, not to your sister, then come and bring themselves together like minds. Meritocracy. Look at Salon today.
Like this acronym, meritocracy, pragmatism, and honesty.
Right.
Do you know in the 1970s, sport GDP was 1.9 billion?
Sorry.
In 1970, it was 1.9 billion. Today, Ibrahim, it is 397, close to 400 billion US dollars.
Wow.
Now make the man say that leader is say take the ablest man, put them in governance.
Yes.
That's what he say. Let me tell you something, Ibrahim. President Bill, when they ask how they appoint, he say need appoint person you no sabi.
We're getting there, comrade.
Not to post you no sabi, need appoint somebody you no sabi, and need appoint person you no sabi. Now him talk and say, this country plan him not divided and say Mediline. Who said they power map with the say na Mediline?
But comrade,
who said they power map for the say na Mediline?
The question to you and Ibrahim, waiting make Singapore where they make 1.9 billion, they make 400 billion as of today. Why you left with so be?
No, how much would they make for no, how much would they how much would they make before no, how much would they make for answer that question? How much would they make
3 billion. 3 billion.
3 billion. 3 billion.
3 billion.
You know why?
When Singapore they say and say it was bad, nasty, it's uncalled for, it's not right, it's not good for men when they live on 3 billion like GDP. In the 1970s, this is what we are proud of today.
What's about GDP in 1970?
I'll check it now.
Because I want to answer the question, but I want for
absolutely.
Now do simple analysis now, compare and contrast.
Absolutely.
Then answer very simple.
Yeah, 1970, our GDP was 434 million, not even a billion.
$434 million, no so?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So that tells you it's alone that the progress.
Yeah.
Because from 1970, $430 something million cash to now, trust me, the minimum was alone for the member talk of now, or for the second 200 billion.
Yeah.
From 1970, 53 years ago, over the top of them 200 billion. That tells you alone the progress with the progress. Let me tell you the simple reason. The man in Singapore say take the ablest man, put them in governance. He say if you put the chip, you end up with the scalp. Let me tell you something, Ibrahim in Cashbox. Malaysia, who's that go get now we'll give them banga seed for plants. Pamai, today now the highest exporters of palm oil.
Big man,
Malaysia, imagine.
You know what's not Malaysia? You know what's not Malaysia than GDP? $370 billion.
Fine, imagine. And that GDP they told the Pamai they inside you with the control.
I'm like, you know what?
The Pamai they said it. So Kashi, imagine if we give person Pamai, or I will get the seed. And up till now, Kashi, if you take Malaysia and Pamai, you take Salon Pamai, they taste it vast different. Now we give them the seed. They Indian plant, Malaysia today, then they export Pamai. As you know, the highest Pamai exporters them. We now will give them the seed. Now we give them the seed. That tells you say leadership. Imagine me, I remember when they come up and get to call SLPMB.
Yeah.
Nakapakawari and Killer. SLPMB did that and me as straight to God Ibrahim will not be no white dress. White dress, Saloma and Publica aware about white dress, away the worker. We refugee in Caribbean out top line. Yes, will not be no white dress. Will not be no white dress at all. Now Barabara offers now will be it's consistently. White dress even cheap. That been the cheapest thing. Nobody people in the bar, people in the plants. So is this alone the progress? And why makes alone the progress? Because we know they put people in the ablest in that position. President Bio talk and say that is happy that they are not to that qualify. Like we take Professor Kalon, Mandama and offices and they believe anybody who teach economics, that person they know not to better students. No, I tell you the truth. Anybody passed on that landing class not to better students. Because if this man don't because the example, if they put you so now, then put it and say for go under it or salon money like so 1 million for 2 million euros. Under the teach what's that person for do that or school's office going brother can possibly. By right, they will look under the numbers of Professor Kalon and they for the visit there. Because any side they go head country, the economy the point that in also so. So Professor Kalon, what have you not taken for look and force based on performance? Was that man been no work force as accountant or don't do so we make for what bank governor? What even don't do? Look the benefits. Look what we can look at in appointment there. We do not to buy merits. Look the Dr. Dembi we can all that motivate and I tell the dirty box today we get health problem. Today we need to tackle it in there. Every sector we because people need that point because this person is really fit for this position. All the one the way they fit hence you are not part of the system, you are not part of the party, you are not part of the tribe, you win out. And tribalism don't affect Salon for all these years from independence. That tribalism 19 Salon. Today, and the effect of tribalism would they see back in this 2023 election. We don't see ourselves even in all parties this is cut across.
Yeah, absolutely.
SLPP, then are the worst. Because then they not hide them. Then they go and say, all man now say they can make this thing is tribalism in this alone emphasis, but na be minimal. But on the matter view, it can make all man can conscious force of tribe. It can make people that can know say I belong to the tribe before I survive the politics. It can put down the so the CC now people they support even people because of their feet and they support it because I mean transplant and if I no support her means they no go succeed. So how many tribes in Salon? How many okay let's say that's 60 tribe. Now for one tribe president they come out, now for one tribe vice president they come out, now for one tribe minister they come out, all the other tribe now. So you don't see when I don't see that the politics they go, people don't look at people and what's in the for can offer. Another what's in the for can get us tribe. And even at that time, like the ministers who are only talk and say, now 10 or 20% then they enjoy the SLPP. The 80 all they suffer, but they still believe say that I made it for vote SLPP. How many ministers did they get? With the whole mandate for can turn so down like they turn so today. How many? From Mother Bill now, how many ministers are long get? How many did it? But just because that person say, oh, not get away, me not man, me not get away, me not team the man, that don't point Salon. Only they look to issues. And until we go back and pull Salon from that tribal thinking, the educated, stupid fool I will get, they want the BBC, then for nothing, like then they be Francis. Madam, you then go talk and not to say na secret to na radio, television, they ask her. They say no, not in the Salon, na the which man they can divide and like which part no map with this sea and the map said south, east, north, and west. Now the only mistake with man do I think when they go stay with the south, this is southeast, east, they didn't take around and tribalize them. They say the south they dominant, the north that's easy because they are lazy politicians. If you people believe in themselves, if they believe that you try for say that for making me something for believe your ability. That laziness. Because if you believe in the ability, they say pass I belong to me man before people see me. You just supposed to be somebody who not say for offer for the nation. Tribal voting, they can't say I just saw. We know if I get June 24, the evidence they can't by June 24, they can't see how the voting pattern. People don't go vote because they suffer, they vote because of they belong to the tribe, and that tribe ended the power, and then they can't vote for so. And they change. It will only change when the people are already.
Professor Lumumba call up like ethnic census. This not an election. June 24 is not an election. It's just an ethnic census. For go counts like almost twice man that you get, basically.
No, what you matter say? We go allow. You say what make you go allow? Now the vote we get, now you calculate. You say anytime we go, they calculate so much people vote for that day. Now me gonna watch her. So on this,
and the people like Gladys for Abako, they all about they shout, yeah. You see,
no,
they go back to the city dedication, comrade.
From which on president, I'm still therefore I think I'd still the try for all this year. I don't feel say you don't pay official visit that call the district. I don't think they don't pay official visit that na Bombali. You know to pass it, they pass it nobody. Say they don't pass it, go they turn back for something for good. No so like way to go. Say like we don't talk kono na home na all born na kono because they na home. If they don't talk home. Ici, madame, il veut du coup pour le qu'on n'a pas si passe. Pas de passe pour vous cambier la pareil, puis essayer de pas de passer pour le coup. Because they don't calculate the vote you get your statement. They calculate the vote for our society.
Absolutely.
He's doing that. He's going all those places because then they ask him the question. Say, hey, Mr. President, why let's go up to 600,000? Why petrol go up to 22,000?
That's what the people say. But you don't walk past.
Nobody ask these questions.
No, Kashi, they don't ask the question because the man know how they work. And two, let me tell you something, Kashi. Now, what I will ask that question, that's what people want to pass. Only living with it. The honorary man who said the president. We present the good identity and supporter and go from before the day front line. And again for the day. So now that declare for the Madabiu, who that Chris go open more see this. So then we know like we be say no say the suffer, they go themselves. That's what I go do. Yeah. So you see the by set who said they for ask the question, they na no go area, na not for talk say them for ask question. So we don't agree.
That's taboo.
The one for ask question, even at the part of the world, that means to you, that you ask question to Prime Minister. We know this on television.
Yeah.
We know this to ask the question.
Yeah.
We know this when those opposition say they go over for their same line we like say you don't make it not they can go back to Parliament for go appeal say it is the Parliament.
Yeah.
In the House of Commons.
Yeah.
Now we ask that question. The people ask that question.
No.
The population
the people that go through the MPs them and the MP they all the obligations.
No, Kashi, now the MP they make the people them know say party they not to the people not going for no that day.
That's true. Yeah.
Let us don't bend this thing, Kashi.
That's true.
Would that be no say party they down the street? The members of Parliament.
Yeah.
Now they make and the police minister when they did that they prosecute. They say no, this thing wrong. How you go there? Remember the police will serve the Prime Minister and they prosecute the Prime Minister.
Yeah. Yeah.
See two party where you put the law.
Yeah.
Yeah, if matter you go post if you state house better and go say like no.
Yeah.
Would that work prosecute? So you see, because the questions, the way for ask the question, and they ask the question, they are appropriate people when they ask the question. Kasi, if you go asking a question about weapon, whose answer will give you?
True.
We don't go to area. If you ask the question, but we ask in an appropriate way, you don't get the answer. You get answer we say it not match to the question we ask.
Yeah.
Every question get to be directed in an appropriate manner.
Yeah.
So we have asked the questions. We don't talk about that because they're not passive now. We don't 5 years. Yeah, that's the truth. 5 years we don't talk this year. Ask questions. Let the people be informed. We're not doing that for inform people. Let the people themselves. We're not inform. We don't self ask the question. Yeah, we but it's just in business camp. We not see the population go demonstrate no matter. Then go and protest it. They say they begin make party or they make provoke because the question don't come up from that. They ask the question. They say that need to explain to the people. The thing become a public debate. All mankind interfere. That's so when people that know their responsibility. Every individual person carry responsibility very well. Kasi, the responsibility of any military for defending people life and party, both for internal and external aggressions. Those are the responsibilities that day. If they make all man the wrong goals, we will come out that do. Now you will sign for good die. So whereas all man they go for good, they go for good save the people. That's not a responsibility. If you money business problem in Canada, now the kind look for abroad, you the accountant, you go so. If you can't buy health, then can look for doctors them. Who said don't say they take somebody that win accountant and go get a gun for go fet. No. So everybody, if you
comrade, that Ukraine no more happy.
No, Ukraine herself. No, what's make you happy? Then you know, see everybody they go.
No, I got you. I just say no more.
Most of them, I'm
not take you off the floor. Sorry.
The parts of the world. Let me tell you something, Ibrahim. If you never see no parliament at all, the Alman they ask president question. If it's about the Msg so.
Yeah, but
we be so all the work for Msg so. But we say no make government 3 arms. They say the legislative, the executive, and the judiciary.
Absolutely.
They say the legislature is the supreme head and they control every other sector.
Section 105.
Where you take now them for ask question. Hey, what you for do? Abraham, the lawmakers don't tell me say then they make the law. They say they will close the law. Ibrahim.
Comrade.
So Jaman run by the rebel. It's a less civil anti-dap.
Yes.
You hold gun, run. It's a civil anti-dap. Me are the wrong force. Yes. You hold the gun, they run. It's a less civil anti-dap.
Yes.
We are already.
Some people are saying, so Jaman do so. They say, look the boss, so Jaman. This that I'm lazy. This that I'm this so Jaman. They call some.
We then call you Sobel all. Last you then call you Sobel because we rebel in the disguise. Then right and cost will put pressure on we. They don't put pressure on politicians. So who defend what? Who go die with the say rebel? I would disguise yourself for total self rebel and soldier. Then call we all name, put pressure on we, put you to tax because of our responsibility. You accept that in good faith. Because our responsibility, open offensive will go to an army for fight for a nation, our responsibility for die for a nation. Cash box, the lawmakers and say that they bulldoze the law. What will for saying? And we don't see them consistently. Now it makes so fish go to Georgia, you don't qualify. Now it makes so we see Madam you, they talk say they don't pass TZ now. The question should have asked them. June 24, because people they ask them, the government will go then lie. And they go then they continue for the tell people and say they don't walk past anything and don't walk past all government in history. Madam you don't do all things day. Madam you tell people and say that new airport bill na salute.
Yeah, nobody know the mind challenger. The only thing we can go do, they just go no more now. Certain 98.1. If any, look in manifesto, look in this. Is that what you're looking for? Why don't you get mind ask this man for African Express man? Why don't you get mind ask for that timber money, $250 million? Why don't you ask for like the first lady?
Don't go far.
I don't say that just the African Express.
African Express like Bible, like Quran and Bible now. Don't go far. That's Europeans. Yes. Because he's a president through forgery.
Yes.
CTD. Who say the second? They say no, that suspend. Who say the second? They say suspend. Now government, now term, now election they cancel now. You don't know. Now do you remember this now? Not so see now that's how they saka. All man see. You see the Abbas Bundia. Now this remember Kashi. Term will come. Somebody tell you say, hey, I go to abroad na doctor now. Then can now they not local. They not even work yourself. Then just kind of then to the degree they don't go salute for good thief. Because maybe you know when you look at two country, we get hook. We get hook, Kasi. Then this hook here, not to me, you know, get for make like it happen. The people then, the victim then get for join until the victim then feel the pain. This hook, we need the success para. The victim then they defend. The one they be say then the thief then they defend them.
That is, comrade, you see, when Singapore, we go back to Singapore, surely, I mean, you've read the book. I believe when what's that leader, where he's studying at Cambridge again? Lee Kuan? Is it Lee Kuan? What's his name, comrade? Or Ibrahim?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lee Kuan, when he came with this idea, when he started the revolution, he get the backing of the people. Unfortunately, we in society, the very people that when they suffer, come here, you get house for sleep, you dey eat well, you dey work, you get job. You know, like Ibrahim get job, Ibrahim get decent life, in begin them they suffer. But yet still,
same to cash box,
like,
right?
How, you know, but yet still these people that when they suffer, we don't get thing for it. When the very people that when they defend and they give them and they dash the money, and they get maybe 50,000, 200,000, 500,000. These very people and they come back and go on social media. You when they cost me, mama, look at yourself. Go look at the mirror. Watch yourself now the mirror. Is this the life you really been dream of? Watch yourself. Watch yourself find at the mirror and say how long Panis, bra, you bobody, the first for on social media. Tell we say we get by that program. Go and listen. You know, Ibrahim, that message you send. Like I don't listen at 2 to 10. Like that I don't know, you know, that doctor will be analyze about like, you know, the analysis of, you know, the running mates and all that thing.
Right.
Surely now we don't talk about before anyway. When we talk and listen about that, we get. I wonder which they go talk about this doctor, this academic doctor, where we analyze about
Kashi,
the issue.
Kashi, right. Before 1965, Singapore, the two countries been get Singapore. Now they feed Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. When Singapore come out under them, today Singapore they above them two countries.
Yo, Singapore GDP
Malaysia,
Malaysia
and Indonesia.
Billion. And Malaysia is 390 or 370 billion. Sorry. Imagine
Indonesia and now they two countries in the muscle. Now this Singapore come out there.
Look at that.
Now they didn't come out. They say no. Would they do for themselves? They don't get army self. They don't get nothing. They start by themselves. like we just born picking, you know, see the jolly don't then begin, taste you don't, they begin crypto waka. Today, Singapore, they're above both Indonesia and Malaysia.
Absolutely. You know, comrade.
Leadership.
You know, exactly. Comrade, we talk about meritocracy. We can go to the PGs now. The meritocracy, we see what they happen with. Julius Malema of South Africa. They go say South Africa and democracy, different pass alone. Look at Julius Malema, where they mobilize the people of South Africa for go against President Ramaphosa. A president one day he say go kill and assassinate citizens. But president what's in the Julius Malema pulling people for the price of fuel. Similarly to what's in the happen at Sierra Leone. That is a serious opposition where, again, based on meritocracy, you see, because Julius Malema know what he going to parliament for. He know a responsibility. He knows he not go there for going in bed with the government.
Wait, talk to me. Can you was in a 4-seat targets? Malema na minority.
Exactly.
Then the smallest because in a 4-seat targets. Yes. You need to talk about inflation in connection. Because say na 4-seat targets. And you cannot work higher level than past Julius Malema.
Thank you.
Malema na South Africa the all life. You cannot say in a 4-seat targets. That make an influence a lie.
Exactly.
A lie. You not being good with sincerity.
Exactly. Then look at the APC as a party. We get 59 seats in parliament. You know, Comrade Kocha and Kashi. You know, my papa, you know, some people like they go meet me that, hey, well, if I talk to you, boy, he hits me at the parliament too much. I can tell you, say, well, I go talk to that man, but that man getting views and he gets instance. And a big man, not a small picking, even though I'm a big but a big man for himself. He getting views, he get instance. I go talk to Hausa, I go talk to him. But I can tell them, say, the 10 they were within a parliament, that parliament was the most effective parliament in the early 2000s. Tijan Kaba and the SLPP government get the heat from that parliament at that particular point in time. The role were in play as a member of parliament then 10 and the 30 day. He did at the book that he records them for sure. Say yes, this man was standing up for the people of that country. So at the same time, he tell them, say, listen, as members of parliament, or what in a man in the talk so that was in the talk lie. As members of parliament, we get the supreme legislative authority. We get the power for make laws and challenge government. So not the responsibilities. So it's not like they talk anything we're not doing at the book, we're not doing at the constitution. They talk within the parameters of the laws of the land. But at the same time, I can understand how I feel. But when I say as members of parliament, when I get a responsibility for educate the people them. But then I get to not get a serious injury where these members of parliament don't succeed. You know, we get good members of parliament, don't get me wrong. We get good members of parliament within the wells of parliament. However, they allow themselves not to be individuals by their own and stand on their own 2 feet. Because they feel say within the APC, there has to be a cavalry. You got for deal within the cavalry. If the leader not talk, you self not for talk. Not to so it be. And as a member of parliament, everybody, they carry the same cross. And when that time comes for them, they ask you questions, then they ask you questions as a member of parliament, which you do. Which in you stands. If I say, can put yourself on the record now, where's the records for you? How we go get to parliament with the leader of the opposition for 5 years, not go take interview in a BBC, and not take interview in Al Jazeera, and not take interview any other side, and not go to 98.1, AYV, hot seats, all kind of program in that country. How on earth journalists and SIDOM, civil society organizations and SIDOM in that country, then watch that kind of thing they happen with society. It is a travesty, it's a disgrace to society. When you talk anything there, then you come, you see meritocracy, because we know they adapt them. They say, oh, he hates the fuller. Because now Ufula, brother, now he can't attack us so he get by that, and get by that, then evil, then they oppose that. They are not focused on the issues. Again, meritocracy. When you give somebody a job to do, let the person perform to the best of your ability. Not give person job or defend for somebody in job because now your brother, because now your tribesman, because now your sister, because now your cousin, because now on go school. Again, it goes back to fraternization within our systems. Fraternity, them they affect with governance structure. People they look at, oh, hey, now we be for big college, oh, radicals, oh, can I am a brother, can do this job without checking anything else. You know, they look at this person in character. Is it the right person for the job? Merits, you deserve them. Now merit, you deserve them. Now say meritocracy. Now, Uda deserve the position. Uda deserve the job. It no matter if na my brother or sister. Me and Comrade and Kashi, we don't want this we say from nowhere. But we think when we talk, we try for connect to ourselves. We say, this brother, the way they sound so, this man sounds very authentic. Catchbox, it sounds very authentic. Communicator, it sounds very authentic. We bring ourselves together, like minds, and we see them across the society right now. We see them in a WhatsApp group, them where people they come together, like minds, then they think alike. So maybe they see it, they outside them, they see where in the field saying the better way, but they don't look around, they don't evaluate. They say,
We society want to get a society where moral, where values are there, where there is respect for woman them, there is respect for picking them. So therefore, I don't subscribe to that foolishness anymore. Now I come on the side of for can get some education. We then brother had talk, we cash box talk, we come record talk. So we know say yes, we learn something from what's and they say that is the kind of society we want for nurture. Meritocracy, we get for give people them job, we deserve the position, we fit for the position. Not to the kind of president the be saying away that is Sabi now. No, not just based on who you Sabi. You look at people that are qualified. Now made them candidate today, some people they fire people and sack people all over the country. You see, because of waiting, it's about tribesman. And this goes back to Cashbox and Comrade, the point where they make. The political industry in Sierra Leone is the biggest paying industry. Instead of thinking about creating jobs in other industries, manufacturing, marine resources, all of these other areas before create enabling environment for let people and citizens then survive. There is no thinking. Politicians don't think about that. They remember anything and they remember it's all about politics. Now you look at all the affiliations where people they create. It is not about meritocracy. Look at the people they surround some of these political candidates them. It is not about meritocracy. It's about who force come around for Sakura. We get power in self now they Sabina they bring around them. And they think of people and we get what it take for able to govern and make sure say even in the absence or in presence, we're going for take care of the needs, meet the needs of the people of that country. No, they need focus on Dandy. They need focus on people and they want order for bootlick, order for come around them, order who can la for them. All of these kind of things. This is what is affecting our country. Meritocracy and I don't kill Sierra Leone like today. Come in Kashi, we can go to the pragmatism side. Pragmatism, come you go and talk where you can talk where you say, you don't care if the post now white or black. No, so what's the push the kecharata? The push kecharata. Pragmatism.
Ibrahim, I don't care if you push na red or na black or na green or na yellow. What's important? They push the kecharata na the house.
Yes.
Ibrahim, I don't care if na cripple, if na blind man, if na Chris man, then the rules alone. Hence it take away from this poverty to a better, also the equal opportunity. Then all the work more careful. If not for selfish interest, Ibrahim, me and you two know the Ghana the top 5 years against SLPP. If not for selfish interest, for the like Alpha Hande, the then Victor for the London minister, London vice president, chief left, right, and center. Ibrahim, we will not to be minister than before. But now it's not for defend the people of Sierra Leone. Not to party, not because of with SLPP now the actions of the government now hit. If the SLPP they do very well, we'll not get nothing for can talk on this national media. Maybe if we talk on the good things. There is no democracy that already need the challenge. None. Look, France. Now France is protest just because that man at the age from 60 to 64 at retirement age, then they protest for so.
And comrade, I'm glad the way you face that France in the camp. Wait till make them the protest so, and wait till make the president. Comrade and Ibrahim, Africa, we are lucky. You know why make the president ask for, again, we don't say this bokutem na this platform. They ask for make they increase the pensionable age. You know why, Ibrahim? Because the workforce is not there. The population where Africa gets baby, where in fact that the value of Africa, the young population, the workforce, were able to get the energy for work. You know, they're not Europe anymore. So they increase the working age, Ibrahim. As a result, in fact, they even kind of like make a vote of no confidence.
It's survivor study. Survivor study narrowly.
Yes.
It's survivor study narrowly.
The Prime Minister. Can you imagine? You see, Ibrahim, but this is waiting. This is the strength of Africa. Young population, vibrant population. This is not the strength of Africa. Ibrahim, even in America right now, where you did, guess what? The government don't guarantee deposit to every savers in America.
Absolutely.
Ibrahim, you say America gets up? No. Now debts. In fact, they don't say like physically they're going to take the debts now.
Yeah.
But what's it happen? Automatically when the government commits itself, what's in the for do? It don't become like a contingent liability. And in the economics or the finance world, when you get contingent liability, you need for sure like a debt.
Absolutely.
So what's in the financiers they go do? Then they place value. Waiting at the potential depositors them way they for struggle. As a result, they calculate the present value of that and say this is the government's debt. This is not the debt where America don't go take. As a result of like this guarantee where they don't place.
Yeah.
So Ibrahim.
For deposit.
All these things, Joe, they say, not because we grace.
No.
This is just reality.
Yeah.
Because you look at the number one responsibility of a government now in people.
Absolutely.
How in people for survive, it protect in people. And this is exactly how a responsible government should behave and act.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what's the problem, Kashi, Ibrahim? Most people, like even in Ethiopia, if you ask what's happening across the world, they're not happy.
No.
Because they're not even follow up to issues them.
Yep.
You know, Ibrahim, if he follow up to issues them, they look himself in a country, say, no, my country deserve better. You know, because people don't even look at how other countries in the progress and how they progress. They visit democracy, not when they challenge the dunya, don't know democracy, they challenge
back
every day. Every day in the challenge democracy. America consistently, by the not any most news. They say they start use for voting. If please go say the search might have been used for documents. Because they know the democracy in Africa complex. They don't make us so fearful and don't dress like devil, like our society. If you get for the class before you go the Africa, sorry. Salon, sorry. People feel say we just can't talk. Who know they talk for talk sake, who they read, who they do research, who they listen to news, who they follow up 24/7, who they not news, who they listen, who look what's happening across the world, how for turn that into a country. Because if you don't understand, if you not be informed, you could be misinformed. Who they look at them here, they say the possibilities there. You know, impossible as alone, very, very, very possible, Kashi. Very, very, very much possible. Everything we talk possible as alone.
I agree.
If Singapore can export permit to the permit to the GDP, we today we go send the milk permit as alone, the mass and buy food, and the mass of the food. Tea, the boil and the people, and today. Now we in Singapore.
That's on top of Ujensky. No, we poor.
Yes,
that's on top of Ujensky, but we still not getting for it.
Look, coffee from we Akashi. Me was a like what they imagine the Mendy line. Then imagine the southeast. Kashi the coffee, the cocoa they under the cooler. But in fact, I'm sure I doubt if it all know on because you need the progress. Farmer need to make up for progress. You need the progress. We look you know see you get over a salon. The rubber waste salon and go to la via.
Exactly.
The rubber waste salon and go to who be the first to Rapoturu. Because the rubber farm around Poturu, from Poturu, take go now Liberia. I say rubber.
Comrade.
Wow.
If it's you, yes. From Poturu, take go Liberia, I say rubber. The Mutkan rule nice between rubber and the past, take go Liberia, I say rubber. But today, we not get rubber factory as alone.
Wow. They go China. They go China for go buy cocoa.
Then they mine and a salon, then go sell Liberia.
Go na cocoa and coffee. Almost speaking in the eat chocolate for day. They're beginning at this country. The chocolate in the line saying you to wear. And also say they get cocoa and coffee in this country. This country now they consume coffee. Go na Starbucks. Go na like you know the costers of this world. Ibrahim and Comrade. Go there.
Let me tell you one thing first. Let me tell you something. Kashi, who born kono? Who be the drink coffee? The coffee be the drink. Not to imported na kono. Who be get coffee store na kono na then they make.
Wow.
Black coffee na kono they make. Who born at Dambu the street. Whether them born kono, they know that the coffee store did the Dambu street that they that will not be said not till the coffee that then the producer and that they would go back that money would go back.
They still get Natco biscuit.
Astaghfirullah.
Man, I be like Natco biscuits, man. Growing.
Yeah, especially that small. You know the one I be like that small biscuit where people like stopper.
Yes, we get cream inside. That one day be sweet.
Orange packet or so. Orange packet.
One have been there. We would eat with butter. In fact, if you believe the roster, they say that
guy one.
Yes,
that dry one.
Yes.
Imagine.
We Coca-Cola. We go. How you call them? Cold storage.
Not to SLPP don't close that.
Cold storage. Cold storage go na Guinea. You know how much jobs it create na Guinea? It creates over 5,000 jobs na Guinea. Cold storage.
Yeah.
We be employ people in Sierra Leone. Because when you say cold storage, not only the people that the factory, the lorry, the driver, then the
apart from when they do so, library and they drink from Barcelona. The one way get the factory, where they can library and closer. Guinea, they get from man and the Barcelona. Where they can go that the trade minister by then. Where then put common a salon, the factory in our where they go for bit and go pretend because I Guinea they can buy them on the can salon Guinea. I'm sorry. Imagine where then goes and the man say this is how much percent, they say well, this is 40%, they go sell it cheap, they go sell 500 francs, they can sell 500 euros. The man look, he say 40% alcohol, 500 euros.
Let me see one policy, local content policy, isn't it? How far that?
Kasi, they care $300 for the man. The man said, the man not tell her the kissing. The man called meeting. He said, these people, he said, people that increase at this country, they're not get chance for buy 40, they're not going to drink 40% alcohol when at 500 euros because a millionaire and drink and I get it. If who can make and cheap, say, we don't know the population. I didn't go add the money, they face the money. Then the man tell us, if I at the restaurant, I say, no, I can't put the country. He said, this 40% alcohol and money man in the bank. He said, the population increase, they're not able to buy this tier.
40%
who can give?
Yeah. Now, which you go buy, we buy Hennessy.
So who can make and cheap now to everybody? See, that means now we don't create the problem. Give us a little so they not allow. Then the banners are low, small and can go sell.
Right.
They not get the factory day.
Right.
Then they pull us alone, small and go sell. It's a pull the thing for the generation.
Safety of the citizens.
We then go build the factory day.
Yes. It did it.
They go build the factory. Then they drink.
Government after government, they watch them.
They get that in the pocket. Yes. Pack. Man, boy picking rum, man picking it. Drink as so. All kind of them.
Damage them liver them. Damage them kidney them. Finish them completely.
Yes.
They die.
Kenya then close up. We that did the factory as you know.
Yes.
Because we need a thing for generation. We need a thing for the generation. Them minister they all them picking they need to allow them going to the room themselves.
They are not even know so they know them.
So now with like a page.
You see peg apart.
When the casket around the.
Yes. You go see. Salon, nothing not change, comrade.
Anyway.
But you know, comrade and Kashi, no left for Niabra. I will continue this conversation tomorrow. Down. Meritocracy. Comrade and Kashi, if I not deserve for go up in the ladder to God and this day, I not deserve her. I not deserve her. Meritocracy. Salon, let's give people in position where they merit. Let's left for look at them tribal or whatever other sentiments that we have. Let me brother this, defend this nonsense, foolishness. Bye bye, Salon people. This is civic education. When they continue this drive, Salon go better. Every young man and young woman would be educated. This would force her inside on her brain them, especially when no one for listen. We don't listen, but nobody again. Still, you see, education it's something where not a person the first person, but the end justify the means when it comes to education. You will say you know what for land, it left to you. When you get the opportunity for land, land, it left to you. But you go see how you friends them, you party them, they begin left you behind because they say, "Show me your friends," and I will tell you who you are. If you're not educated enough and informed enough, not so big people, civically, if you're not educated enough, you still the defense in politicians. You begin get some of you party there and they look at you and say, you know what, party man, I know why you party. You are not open today. We suffer like how they suffer, so you the defend politician. To hell with you, my brother. Let the party poil. Now, so it reach now we country party then get for poil because Cashbox it reach a point you have to break through. Some people they get for left them behind. You have to leave them behind, comrade. Not to all man get for go with you along the journey of life. Some party day, if you not wake up today for CC, things are not the way they should be. As a young man, you in your 20s, you don't get hope for your 30s, you don't get hope for your 40s. You still they be a politician, they fight for them, they cost people in my mind for politicians them. We don't sabi you, we don't care about you, we don't know you. Tomorrow you get for come back on social media, they can be girl and say that politician be fight for them, they cost for them. We realistically, send yourself, ask you for go cost for them, ask you. Now you come out, you take you chat a case, you go and cost for politicians. They feature people, you make enemies for politicians. We don't care about you, don't care about your generation. Then they live a good life, then picking and their wealth, then they find host them. Then they get air conditioner, all the blood, then they buy generator, then buy fuel. You don't get light, you don't get electricity, you don't get money for go see doctor, you cost people them. We continue for education now. Singapore, they left all that nonsense and foolishness. Singapore no, the citizens of Singapore, they are focused. They are thinking how to improve their country. They don't They don't sit down and politicians in a parliament they do their work. Then the citizens and the community go cost mamikos for the politician and for defend the politician them because the politician they do their work. No, everybody they do their job in Singapore. Now make Singapore a first world country like today. In Salon, we the third world, we still there behind. Think about that. Begin watch you party the way it gets around you. Begin evaluate your friends them around you. So man, you get for left them behind because they know how improve their life. They know how improve themselves. Levels change. Bye bye everybody. We'll left for now. Tomorrow is another day. We'll continue this conversation.